Hello, dear students. Nice to see all of you in my online lesson. Today, again, we will discuss one of the most interesting topic, continuation of the ethical issues. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Yıldasha Zeynep Kamilovna, Urgenç State University Foreign Language Faculty, English language teacher. Okay, now let's talk about today's topic. So, today we will discuss with evolutionary science and religion, and following up the slides we will discuss about what is science, what is really religion, what kind of interrelation they have, and also some optimistic questions, discussive questions we will look through with you. Okay, science and religion. Okay, the first, we should clarify or somehow get starting information in order to go deep through the topic. The first, what is religion? The second, what is science? Science and religion. The word religion derives from Latin word to bind or to ligate or tie. It means bind to the gods. The word science comes from Latin word for knowledge. It occurs in the world conscious. If we speak about the English language vocabulary, around 70% of English language vocabulary taken from Latin language. Science and religion. Religion is a belief in something. The belief is not necessarily sustained by physical or mental evidence. Religious knowledge obtained through holy writings, authority, revelations, and religious experiences. Religions have faith or trust in such knowledge. Religious knowledge is qualitative, not quantitative. Here you may see the difference of the science and religion. So religion knowledge is qualitative, not quantitative. If we compare with the science, the quantitative point is higher than qualitative one. Religious knowledge is not gotten through measurement. And religion knowledge is taken as either true or false. So, in religion knowledge, we may take some into consideration that directly we can say that either true or false. But in a scientific way, we can prove it. We can show, we can prove with our experience examples that's true one and that is the incorrect one. Religious knowledge is neither progressive nor tentative. Science and religion. Scientific knowledge is a relationship between observations. So scholars, the laboratory, the scientists who work in the laboratories. So they in order to come out one specific outcome, all the outcomes are beyond to their own observations. The observations are subject to refinement. Scientific knowledge is progressive and tentative. Scientific knowledge is neither true nor false, but rather consistent with observation. As I told about, so according to particular observations, scientific knowledge is proved. I mean, according to the specifics or some tests and some results of the outcomes, we may say this is the correct one and consistent with the prior knowledge. Science formulates quantifiable questions. Science uses units, numbers, direction along with mathematics to express knowledge. Numbers are quantitative. So we may know the quantitative, mostly the field of science rely on the numbers and the quantitative ones. Units are not quality. Units are dimensions representing time, energy, weight, volume, length, brightness. Dimensions are independent variables. Assumption of science. The world is real. So here you may see the assumptions of the science, that the science shows these criteria. The world is real. The real world is knowledgeable and comprehensible. There are laws that govern the real world. Those laws are knowable and comprehensible. Those laws didn't radically change according to place or time. Since the early stages of the Big Bang, assumption, again, the continuation of the assumption of science. Nature is understandable. The rules of logic are valid. Language is adequate to describe the natural realm. Human senses are reliable. Mathematical rules are descriptive for the physical world. So if you see here, every assumption is taken from the specific belief, specific truth, and specific explanation. Basic assumptions of science. Assumptions are accepted without proof, form the basis of all scientific thinking. In other words, the basic assumptions of science are accepted on faith. Interesting. Limitations of science. So what kind of limitations we may see or we may predict in a scientific way? So you can see here some limitation of these following things. Science cannot answer the question about value. For example, there is no scientific answer to the question, which of these flowers is prettier? So this is we cannot beyond this question in a scientific way. Just it's up to the people. They prefer themselves which one is prettier. It's up to the people's taste. Or which smell worse, a skunk or skunk cabbage? It's also preferable for people. And of course, there is a more obvious example. Which is more valuable, 1 ounce of gold or 1 ounce of steel? So, by measuring this kind of metallic material, so it shows that the gold is heavier or steel is heavier. Our culture places value on the element gold, but if what you need is something to build a skyscraper with, gold, a very soft metal, is pretty useless. So there is no way scientifically determine value. If I say about the naturally not mixing any kind of metallic product, the gold is somehow, how can I say, flexible material. It's not hard, but mixing some steel, it can be shapy. So the jewelers also can do some in order to make some styles for different jewelers. They use mixing with gold and particular percent of the steel. Science and religion. Religion and science ask different kinds of questions and define words differently. Religion and science appear as if they were two incommensurate paradigms. So it means that they show different paradigms addressing the identical information arena. Okay, so here some questions science asks and attempts to answer. You may see 3 questions, 4 questions science asks and attempts to answer. The second one question religion asks the attempts to answer. And following one questions both ask, but by different means. Let's see through them. When, where, how many, why. How does a living thing function? What are the fundamental forces? So this is the question that is related to the science. Question religion asks and attempts to answer. Why am I here? Is that the right thing to do? How valuable am I? Does God exist? Does God act? Will that God respond if I pray? So these kind of questions are asked and attempt to answer in religion. Questions was asked, how and when did life originate? How and when did the universe originate? So these two issues, a lot of scholars and a lot of scientists, religious people try to show the differences. For example, scientists consider that the human beings came from the animal, from the first period of the monkey. But the religion, in religion, people who believes to the to the God, so they surely believe that the human beings created by Allah, by God. Okay, with these issues, I wanted to cover with you the differences, and also you may see there some extra information in your platform, in your Moodle platform, integrated skills for the second year students. You may see the extra ones that I couldn't share with you in my videos. So you may see there and get extra information from today's topic, evolutionary science and religion. I tried to show you some facts and also in order to differentiate between them to find some clue for you. So if the topic is clear for you, that is all what I wanted to share with you. If you have some questions, as again I always tell you that you may chat with me in Telegram, and you can ask any kind of questions. So, lesson is over, dear students. Goodbye. See you next my video.